Kevin, you motherfucking avatar. You better start the fucking after the show now, motherfucker. Avatar ass bitch.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Already, it is a weekend here on the KVJ for the Hair Podcast. Happy little Friday we got going on here. Very excited for a nice little weekend. Lovely, exciting things to celebrate today's National Pina Colada Day.
Ooh.
Do you like pina coladas?
Yeah, baby.
And getting caught in the rain.
Getting railed in the rain.
All right. If you like making love at midnight, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's ready and feeling it.
That's one of my all-time favorite karaoke songs. It used to play pretty well back in the 90s. Don't know how well it would do today.
I love that song.
Yeah, people do seem to kind of get into that one.
It's a jam.
Yeah, you know, the nostalgia seems to dip. You think about, you know, when you were dipping back into nostalgia. I remember, for instance, this was the early 90s. And so it seemed like things that were about 15 to 20 years before was kind of the cool stuff. I remember we were kind of some early Michael Jackson and stuff like that, a little PYT, and that was, you know, so I think that's typically what it is, about 20 years. And then after that, then, you know, there's still fans, but then those fans look really old. You know?
Yeah,
Like us.
well, speaking of, I was watching a clip of Motley Crue play, and they're still out there doing it, man.
They are. I saw their touring.
And here's the thing. The music doesn't sound bad. It's fucking Vince Neil, man.
It is. It's all Vince.
It's all Vince.
He can't cut it anymore.
If anybody needs to do backing tracks, it's him.
And I think he's doing them too. It still sounds like
it does. It's
Even
tough.
the backing tracks sound bad?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, they do.
A lot of these guys, it is sad. I saw a clip of David Lee Roth from last weekend, and he's just singing over the song is all he's doing, and not even well. Whenever he opens his mouth, it's just like a screeching version of... It's rough. You're like, hey, could you just not make any noise? Just honestly, what he needs to be doing right now is, I think his performance days are over. He
just sing Just a Gigolo.
He can't even do that.
He can't?
No. He
that
can't
one
sing
starts
anything.
out low.
He can't sing
Just a
anything.
Gigolo.
He needs to just sign autographs. You know, they play it, and you can get a photo with Diamond Dave, and
Well, here's the thing.
that's about it.
He is a fascinating guy.
He is.
He's an entertainer.
He should talk.
Yeah, he should. I mean,
Those radio show did suck.
He is squirrely, but he's fascinating. He is short. He's the same size as me. I met him backstage one time. I was like, wow, that's weird.
He's not a dumb fuck.
No.
He gets the reputation of being a dumb fuck. He's not a dumb fuck.
He's not dumb.
He's not.
He's just sounds like he's on crack when you talk to him. But I don't think he's actually on crack. I think he's just a wild, squirrely dude.
I think he can put it on. I think he's an entertainer, but he's not the stupid person people like to make him out to be.
Yeah.
Although he's done some stupid shit, I see why people would say that.
Yeah. He's just old as hell and probably shouldn't perform anymore. But, you know.
Or do a radio show.
Yeah.
That thing tanked.
That wasn't great either. Yeah.
He's got too much going on upstairs. He was a constant stream of consciousness. He could not pull off the radio thing because he couldn't organize the thoughts in his head.
Well, he probably didn't attack a radio show like a regular radio person. He probably thought, all right, let's talk about this. And you're like, no, you have to have prep.
He actually scatted his show.
Yeah. I don't know how that thing got greenlit. That was unreal to me.
Probably just name recognition.
Didn't he take over after Stern?
He did.
When Stern left terrestrial radio?
That's the only thing I could think is that they wanted a fall guy. Because they'll sometimes do that. They know, okay, so it's a buffer, and then they'll bring in the person they really want. I think that was the plan, and then Adam Carolla was the guy that they brought in and, you know, had a better chance, but that didn't. But, you know, Adam Carolla's podcast has been doing great, and it has been for a long time.
Yeah.
That was tough to replicate what Howard had done. I don't know that anybody could have walked right in, and you know, Howard was a one of a kind.
But Dave is just ego-driven enough to think he could. and say, I'd love the gig. Let's go.
One of my all-time favorite David Lee Roth clips is him at a hotel, and there are just some young kids in the hotel room, and you could tell they have music on in the background. It's on shuffle, like Spotify. Shit's just playing on in the background, and he thinks that they're Van Halen fans, so he knocks on their doors
because he can hear the Van Halen
they're
in the
playing Van
hallway.
Halen. And these kids had no idea who he was. And he's like, yeah, I sang that song. And after he even said that,
They were like, huh?
Huh? What are you talking about? Can we get some more ice over here?
Are you the bellman?
But it kind of hurt my heart a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
He seems like a sweet guy that's very ego-driven, that just puts it all out there, but just, I don't know, some people just don't read the room.
Depending on who he's with, probably is going to be, I love Dave, or I can't be with Dave.
Yeah, there are some people can still cut it, you know, and I'm glad they're performing. The Rolling Stones, honestly, hearing them and watching them, it's unbelievable in their 80s what they are doing and how great Mick Jagger still looks and sounds. You know, that's impressive. So for me, them still performing is absolutely fantastic. Rick Springfield, I can't believe how great he looks. He should still be performing. He's putting in the work and he's taking care of himself, and it still sounds good as well.
You're gonna laugh at me, but and it was a clip from 2 years ago, but it was him just with a guitar, Christopher Cross, sang Sailing, and it sounded fucking amazing.
Okay.
It really did. He still has some chops.
Okay.
But then again, I have a Christopher Cross boner. So.
That guy had a great year.
That's such a lie. That's such bullshit.
1980 was awesome.
That's a jam to go to sleep to.
It's a bullshit. He had a bigger career. I don't know how that myth got started. He had two albums that did well. And he also won Grammys. All right, I'll shut the fuck up.
I don't remember that guy doing much after 82.
If you could only hang out with one of them backstage, who would you pick? David Lee Roth, Christopher Cross? Out of those two, David Lee Roth or Christopher Cross?
Probably Christopher Cross, because I think, like you said, David Lee Roth would even tire me out, and
he is amusing.
Yeah,
like he is funny, amusing, because you're like, wow, he is not reading the room.
I would turn into a music dork, and I would want to. So tell me the chords you used for. That's why I would want to talk to a Christopher Cross.
Gotcha.
David Lee Roth, I'd be like, all right, so tell me what a dick. Who's the biggest dick in Van Halen?
Yeah. You probably flip a coin. The answer is going to be Van Halen.
There's some bands where just the whole band is just dick faces.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think those two guys are some of the biggest. So, yeah. And then Journey still sounds good. They do good stuff.
But they are another band that they like to butt heads, man, even with the new guy.
Yeah, I think two guys in the band are currently suing each other.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But it's about the music.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an odd story that came out today. Some hackers got into Madison Square Garden's security database. And they saw that the company, which is Madison Square Garden, they're actually a company, not just the building. They were tracking more than 39,000 celebrities, athletes, politicians, musicians, journalists, and prominent fans, assigning many risk ratings and collecting sensitive personal information. Shiny Hunters was the hacking group that exposed this. I'm sure they're going to try to spin it and be like, oh, that's not them, they're making it up. But we'll see, because some of it is kind of bad, because some of the information, such as sexual orientation, race, political affiliation, social media activity, personal relationship, this is all stuff that they were tracking and giving risk scores to. Now, you know, the weird thing about this is, in a sense, I kind of get it.
Yeah, it's kind of to protect your venue and your investments.
Yeah, because I've been talking about some of these young stars that come out in a movie. You know, one of the narratives is what happened to that Supergirl movie. And
what, that it sucked?
the girl had come out and she made a comment, something about Christian dads. And I'd just be like, just don't.
Stop.
Like, let's not step into this.
Yes, shut the fuck up and talk about the movie.
It got
Shut the fuck up and be Supergirl.
It got spun like crazy. You know, I follow a lot of political stuff on both sides of it, and the right could not stop talking about it, sharing and posting. I'm like, you have just eliminated probably about half your potential audience with that stupid. They think they know everything about the world when they're in their 20s, and they're going to say something is going to change. And they're in.
Well, I'm going to use my platform to make change.
And they're
Kevin.
in an echo chamber. They're only hearing from their other young voices, and and that's where I would be like, I would have such a clause if I had a movie studio. I'd be like, you can say like 8 different words.
It's just shut the fuck up.
These
clause.
are the 8 words. If you and you know what? I'm going to hold your paycheck. You'll get paid a certain amount now. You get paid a certain amount after you've promoted the movie. And if you didn't tank it for us, then you'll get the rest of that money.
Yeah,
You're
man,
right.
but what about freedom of speech, bro? That's not how it works, guys.
I don't have freedom of speech.
No, what I'm saying is,
Yeah, I got clauses in my contract that they're like, if you get stupid and make us look bad, you will be fired.
well, that's what I'm saying.
That's the way life
I'm
works.
saying, yeah, you can say what you want to say. Go ahead, but it may not work out for you and your job. That's just how it goes.
You're right.
If a company is paying you a lot of money,
Yeah.
they don't want you to say certain shit.
No, this isn't
You're
your-
not supposed
yeah.
to say certain shit unless you want to get fired.
This ain't soapbox time.
It's not your chance to educate the masses.
Exactly.
No.
You're fucking doing Supergirl.
We don't need
Go
this.
save the planet.
You're an actress. And you're 25.
But I'm saying that about anybody that's
Yes.
promoting a movie. Now, I'm picking on Supergirl now. But-
Anybody.
But that's what happened to Snow White.
yeah.
The Snow White thing, that
Yeah.
turned into such a nightmare.
So this is a tough thing. So in a way, I'm like, all right, I understand what they're doing, but you start putting this stuff on paper, it can look bad. And I think you have to put down for the right categories. And I would probably have, how politically charged are they? Where are they? How vocal have they been? What is their past with
You
that
got
kind
to
of
put
stuff?
it in everybody's contract now because you don't know how vocal
Well, and think about
they're
when you're
gonna
doing,
be.
But think about when you're doing casting. If you even go before that, you're casting for a role and you're saying, hey, we got 3 quality actors or actresses that could play this role. Give me a rating on each of them for risk. And that might be who gets the gig based on what are they doing online? What is the chances I'm going to hire one of these people, put them through the movie? Because afterwards, think about that. You ever seen that where they try to reshoot a movie or something like that? Afterwards,
Right.
you're screwed. Like you don't have the money to go back and do it. So after you've committed to that person, you start filming, you're kind of locked in.
But what I'm saying is, you don't even know the risk you're taking with some of these young actors and actresses.
Sure, yeah, 'cause they
maybe
haven't had
it's
a
their
chance yet.
first
Yeah.
gig, and they get this inflated ego from being on the first set where they're the star. Everybody's placating to them. The world revolves around them, and they feed into that, and then they're like, "Well, let me just tell you all my political views."
Especially social people that have a large social media following, especially if they're a huge celebrity who's probably not on there looking at everything. They have people that are taking down the mean comments, so it looks like everyone is agreeing with everything you're saying,
Yeah.
and that can absolutely have somebody's head get way big. Like you're saying, being in that echo chamber, you think every comment, see, they love what I said there. They love what I say. They're not hearing that they shut the fuck up. They're not hearing that.
Look, to me, I think a lot of it, if I'm investing, if I was a producer on one of these movies and I'm taking, I don't know, $20, $30 million out of my own pocket, maybe $50 million, whatever it might be, I'm going to have an in-depth interview. And a couple of the questions, I'd be like, do you think that the world can benefit from your political views? Do you feel like you need to I would ask these kind
Right.
of questions. And if they're like, yes, I'd be
Yes.
like,
Okay,
all right.
guess what? You are not going to be Supergirl.
Next, I'm like, no. I'm sorry. I'm not risking my money on the fact. And if they said that, I would make it crystal clear. And that's how I would do it. The payment system would be based on, I'll pay you for your role and then I'll pay you for the success of the movie. But a lot of this money in your contract, I'm going to give you $10 now and I'll give you $20 million later.
And I'm going to write you a script for this movie. You're going to stick to the script. I'm also going to write you a script for all the publicity you do.
Yeah.
And you're going to stick to that script too. You don't get to go off the cuff ever.
And people, there'll be some people that say, "Oh, you're trying to gag people. You're trying to say
Yeah.
they can't
I am.
say
Yeah.
shit." And here's what I would say: it's about money.
Yeah.
When it comes to making the movie, it's about the bottom line.
It doesn't matter which side you're on politically. You're going to turn off half the people.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, I would just say you're not going to be in my film. That's it. You're not going to be on my project. Like, I don't want. I want people who are here to entertain, and that's it.
I had to fire 3 people from the last KVJ Horde. No, I'm just kidding.
Nobody was getting paid, so you can't fire them.
You're right.
It's all volunteer.
I'm trying to fire myself.
Now, some of these people you might understand, like Morgan Wallen, medium risk celeb.
Yes.
They had on the list.
I would give him medium.
He's done a few things to earn that. They've got like some of the big Knicks fans, like Tracy Morgan, Ben Stiller. They're considered low risk, and this is for Madison Square Garden. So they're like, all right, people who have been critical of the owner of the Knicks, they get to a medium risk, like Fat Joe, who's a huge Knicks fan, but he's medium risk because he's associated with fellow rapper Jadakiss, who has called out Dolan on social media.
Gotcha.
Yes. You've got hip hop stars like Lil Jon, DaBaby, and a Boogie with the Hoodie that are high risk.
I get it.
And again, say whatever you want to say.
They get wild.
That's not what I'm trying to get across. I mean, like Kevin says, there are certain things that we're not allowed to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to say that freedom of speech, well, I go, well, motherfucker, I want to get my job.
I think with these guys, what he's talking about, like, they're high risk to bring into your venue. And
or to associate with, maybe doing a show with,
let them do a show,
or
let them come in as a guest on anybody else's show. These guys are high risk because where they go, sometimes trouble follows.
You know, I know what you're talking about.
They just have to make sure that the qualifications for this are done right. If it's just simply that they don't like the owner of Madison Square Garden, you might have an issue. If you're doing it based on their sexual preferences and you're being prejudiced about that or race or anything like that, that's gonna look really bad. And I would defend. I'm like going, they're politically charged on either side. I don't care which side of the aisle you're on. If you got to make political comments, you're going to be high risk for me if I'm rating you.
Totally.
So that's just, and that would be like, you just got to be able to justify and stand by your criteria for these ratings. And that's what I think we have to wait to see as they start going through it, how that's going to look.
Well, when especially if you're trying to sell a movie and you're doing red carpet shit, you want the stars to be likable. You want people to go in there and go see the film.
That's it.
You don't want the audience to go, well, fuck Kevin. Fuck
Right,
him.
I don't want that.
Fuck Supergirl.
Not for most projects. So look, there are some projects where, you might want that, where you are doing a polarizing type of political show, and you're like, the more the better. That's great. That doesn't fit Supergirl.
Exactly.
Supergirl, Snow Whites, all these kind of things. Shut the fuck up. Seriously.
They got to put a shut the fuck up clause now in everybody's papers.
It's just not, I don't see it being a great strategy.
No, it's young, it's dumb.
Yeah, I just can't believe how many people are doing it.
There's old fucks that are doing it too. It's not just young people.
I can't imagine why you would try to alienate half of your money ticket sales.
I don't think they think.
No,
they're getting full of themselves. And like I said, they're probably in an echo chamber where people are saying, finally, you have a platform now. Everyone is going to
tell everyone how you feel.
This is a truth bomb that the world needs to hear because you're holding on to information right here that just the world, once you expose it, everything will change. It will be all daisies and petunias all around the world. Peace will happen.
Yes.
So go say it.
And I just got a couple comments that said, you nailed it with your comments. I love you. And you start reading all that and you think, I am invincible. Mm-hmm. What I believe is the truth.
Somebody said we need to get these hackers on the Epstein files.
Thank you.
Ain't that the truth, right? Ain't that
Who cares about Madison Square Garden's files?
Right.
I want Epstein's clients. I want all these videotapes that he had of powerful government people raping kids. That's what we want.
It's so funny to hear when someone's listed in the file and they have to talk about it. The over explaining they do. Why I only went on one dinner. I ordered a steak. I think the side was mashed potatoes.
The side was baby toes.
Yeah, but you're like, all right, whoa. We don't need that many details. You sound like this is an interrogation.
I love this story that had come out. Dave Ehrenberg, the former state attorney in Palm Beach County.
Used to be my neighbor. No big deal. We're tight.
He's suing the shit out of the Palm Beach Post.
Really?
Yes. This
That's
is very interesting. This attorney, this is a guy that knows his stuff.
Yeah, he knows how to sue.
He's filed a defamation lawsuit against the Palm Beach Post and others. A lot of them are extra companies and things like that, and other people might be involved, but I'll just say the Palm Beach Post to put the blanket over all the other people he's going after.
What did they do?
He accuses them of repeatedly and falsely claiming he blocked the release of Jeffrey Epstein's grand jury records. The suit seeks compensatory and punitive damages and a jury trial.
I love it.
The claim centers on a July 3rd, 2024 Palm Beach Post article quoting Mendelsohn, one of the other people I believe he's suing, that the Epstein grand jury transcripts could have been released sooner were it not for opposition from current state attorney Dave Ehrenberg. The complaint states this was knowingly false. Ehrenberg never possessed the records, had no legal authority to release them, and Florida law made such disclosure a crime. 3 circuit judges have already ruled on these points, and then 3 days later, the paper published a letter to the editor called Epstein Cover-Up Despicable, repeating the claim via a senior manager.
Wow.
The Post continued the narrative in a December 2024 Best Stories of the Year, so they're just...
Oh, damn! They put it in the highlight reel.
Yep. And a July 2025 award-touting article describing Ehrenberg as having vociferously opposed release. Ehrenberg's office had turned over all Epstein-related materials in its possession by October of 2019, according to his filing. The suit alleges defamation with actual malice, and that's when you get some serious cash, is when you can prove actual malice, that they were lying, did it to be spiteful and nasty, and if Dave can do that, he will not need to work again.
Yeah, your former state attorney no longer has to be an attorney or district attorney.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's juicy.
Yes.
So why didn't the Post correctly identify who was keeping us from getting the Epstein information? Did they not want to put the finger on Acosta? Wasn't it his fault?
Yeah, I mean, you don't... That's the question. They want to subpoena a couple people, like Krischer and Acosta, and they'd like to ask them some questions. So that's where we are right now. And that's, when we talked to Lois Frankel, that's where I think she would like to be as well. That we just need to get some of these guys under oath and ask them some real questions. So I think the Post is just kind of going there for it. And the funny thing about it, because, you look at how they've downsized. Remember how big the Post building used to be there on Belvedere Road?
Yes.
It's like an eighth of the size of what it used to be. That'll let you know what they've done with staffing as well. And it's massively downsized. So they'll rerun a lot of stuff. So the thing is, when you do a best of article, that's another count.
Chances are they fired the person that wrote that article about Dave Ehrenberg.
And no one was ever
That person's probably not there
They don't
anymore.
have people to double check the article.
Yeah,
All right, just run it again.
Just run it again. We got no content.
We have 3 people.
And Dave's like, really? You ran it again?
It's honestly,
that's possible.
Knowing how these things work, that's probably exactly what happened. They just didn't have anybody to check it. And
Damn.
They ran it again. He's like, thank you very much.
Damn.
Don't mind if I do sue again.
I wonder how long this whole process takes before he gets an answer.
Don't
Because
know.
I'm sure they'll appeal.
Hopefully it's quicker
if he
than the actual
wins.
Epstein story itself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'll get his check when he's 95. In the Whacked Out News today, we had a crazy story about this woman. Sounds like maybe she was taking people in, almost maybe holding them against their will, but she tried to sew this woman's mouth shut with a needle and thread while she was sleeping.
What?
I assume she wasn't sleeping as she was sewing her mouth shut.
You wake up pretty quick when that goes on.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
imagine she either drugged her or,
But you said it sounds like a horror movie?
It does.
Karen said there was a movie called Mom with Octavia Spencer, and she was nice at first, then sewed the young adult's mouth shut.
Oh my God.
Mom, the horror
Octavia
movie.
Spencer might be one of the best actresses of our time.
Really?
And
Okay.
honestly,
Oh, I want to watch that.
some of these psychos, especially in my opinion, in modern times, they get fixated on a lot of these horror movies, and they do try to copy.
Oh.
They do. I mean, they'll get fixated with Michael Myers or all that shit. It's bizarre. Bundy being another one.
Yeah, it's research for them.
It is, and they then for people have heroes growing up. that's their heroes growing up.
Damn, that's so whack to think a brain could work like that.
I know.
Damn. Maybe she saw that movie with Octavia Spencer, and that's why she's sewing mouths shut.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think sometimes, culture gives ideas.
Life imitates art.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
Jeremy said, so if you were to take two movies and swap out the main characters, which movies would still hold up? For example, what if you took Tom Cruise from Top Gun and put him as Forrest Gump and had Tom Hanks play the role of Maverick? Would those movies still be blockbusters? I do not know. I don't think so.
I think you have a better chance with Hanks
I got a need for speed. Does that work?
I don't know that it does. I don't think it does.
That's such a fun game, though. You could also switch them out with Oprah and The Color Purple. That'd be fun. Tom Cruise, I mean.
Oh, okay. Tom Cruise.
That'd be fun.
Put that out there. There are a few that might work. I think it's mainly action ones that'd be interesting. Die Hard and Speed. You can maybe take the...
Switch a fast movie with a slow movie, or just do fast movies?
I'm saying if you had two action movies, like if you had swap John McClane and Jack Traven from Die Hard and Speed.
Okay, I mean, they would... So...
That's
Keanu
what it is.
Okay, I'm trying to follow the game.
Yeah, the game is that you take the characters. Like he's saying, Forrest Gump would be playing... now Forrest Gump would be the lead guy that is the pilot in Top Gun. And then all of a sudden, Maverick has to be slow and autistic and all that stuff, which that just doesn't work at all.
I like switching a slow character with an action character.
Yes. It'd be amazing to see. I think it'd be terrible to watch. You'd be like, oh my gosh, this movie's god awful. That'd be how to ruin a movie. You could easily do that.
We could make some Swedes.
Yeah. If you stayed in similar styles, it could work. Comedies to comedies, action to action. But I think if you did, I don't know. I mean, if you ever could take a comedy and put that in action, I don't know if that works. Like you think about what is a great comedy? Like let's say you take Tommy Boy and you put him in Die Hard. And now Tommy Boy's trying to save this building from
it doesn't work.
The robbers and terrorists.
That would not work.
But in a goofy way at the end, he somehow stops them and whatever, but it's done in Tommy Boy style.
It doesn't work, yeah. That movie would suck balls.
Yeah. I just don't know. I can't think of any movie where you could be like, you know what? That actually might work. That actually might work. Well, you think about some things that are comedies that maybe you could make it a little bit more action, like a Back to the Future. What if you took an action hero and he's now trying to get back in time?
You could do that.
That one might work.
Man, you could kind of argue there. I mean, it's a light action movie, Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's got some elements of that. But yeah, I'd have to spend a lot of time on that. How many of those would actually work? I don't know, possibly. Back to the Future and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Could you swap those two? Probably could.
Yeah. They're pretty
they're both
similar.
high school.
Yeah.
I would think so as well. Yeah, there's a couple things you could do there. Got this from Christina. She said a few weeks ago, I caught the tail end of a conversation you were having about brushing your teeth without wetting your toothbrush. It sounded weird, but a simple change to try, so I tried it. The very first time, I was hooked. It feels a little bit different at first, but after about 10 seconds of brushing, my mouth had created enough saliva to create the foamy paste.
Yeah.
It felt completely fine. After a couple of times of really examining the experience, I found that I love it. The less watery foam just makes me feel like I'm really cleaning my teeth better.
And the toothpaste that I use recommended that. It's expensive toothpaste, and they don't want you to dilute it with water because then you make it less effective. Whatever's in it that has these whitening agents,
okay,
when you put water on it, you water them down. So if you spend money on that toothpaste, don't water it down.
Yep. However, I do want to add a little caveat to this. I do not recommend brushing this way without the water on the brush to start. After partaking in some medicinal herbs, it is not the same experience when you have cotton mouth. You've been warned, Christina says.
Well, cotton mouth throws everything off.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Especially on a microphone. Oh, cottonmouth. Sometimes I'll hear it. I'll have it and go, oh, man, you better get some water in you, son.
You're pasty.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So thank you for that. Also, this was kind of a follow-up to your pets knowing when you're coming home and almost having some kind of radar for that. And they said, I had a cat growing up in New York that was an outdoor cat, partly indoor because it had access to our garage. I was the oldest of 4, but this cat was mine. I was the only one he even let hold. Classic moody cat towards everyone but me. In high school, I had the far parking spot all the way at the end of our property behind the pool shed, nowhere near where he was fed. My cat was always there waiting for me when I got home.
Huh.
Then when I went away to college, my first weekend back was Columbus Day weekend, and I asked my parents if anyone fed Spike yet because he looked really hungry. They said to me that Spike had been gone for weeks. I was like, no, he's right outside. My cat would routinely do this, disappear while I was gone, and then show up when I came home.
Wow, he knew your school schedule?
I really think animals have some kind of internal human honing device.
Wow.
It was seriously unreal how my cat was literally always there when I was coming home. Even when I went away to college and would come home super randomly, the cat would show back up.
Maybe when you went away to college, he went to cat college.
Yes, there you go.
I love hearing little things like that about animals when they have their own unique personalities and ways. That just warms the old heart.
It really does, and it just makes you wonder, man, there's so much stuff that we just have not yet figured out. Isn't that mind-blowing to be like, we have not even started to understand the universe.
I want to hit the wonder joint now.
You just got to make sure you put some water on your brush before you get your teeth because you have cotton mouth.
Well, even my girlfriend's dog, Dakota, it's kind of eerie how close in personality this dog is like Chewy. It's kind of fucking with my head a little bit.
Damn.
Looks like Chewy, does the same little thing, like little trick that Chewy did. I know it's bizarre. It's weird. Oh, this one's gonna hurt. This one's gonna hurt. This one's gonna rip my heart out.
What are we talking about?
How old is Dakota?
10.
Oh.
Fuck. Yeah. It's gonna hurt.
Okay.
I'm already attached to the dog.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. It's odd to see the similarities. There's some differences, but there's little quirks. And that's what I love about animals. But they show off their little personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very unique. It is interesting to see just how different dogs are. So they've all got their own little thing and their own way of doing stuff, even within the same breed. They're you know what, they're just like humans.
Yeah.
Seems like all iguanas act like assholes. They're like the same kind of asshole.
But have you ever really taken the time to get to know one?
You're right. I'm such an iguana dick. I apologize.
You're very judgy for a guy who knows no iguanas.
That's like the one animal you can talk shit about and almost no one gives you shit about.
You're right.
There are a few animals that people are like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Fuck the iguana.
Rats and iguanas. Yeah, we're good.
Toads.
Toads, yeah.
You don't see a lot of love.
Yeah. And we're talking about that today. I guess there's a slight difference between cane and bufo toads. They're closely related. The cane toad was historically classified as a bufo species, but it's now scientifically called the Rhinella marina. So I guess they're slightly different, but I think they're just both toads that have toxins that are bad for dogs.
Okay, so
I'll put them in that. I think they're both the same in that way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but they have like one has oval glands and crest, one has no crest. So yeah, there is slight differences between the two.
I don't know if it's normal or if it's just my own weird thing, but I have got such bufo toad phobia. Not for me, just for Dakota.
The dog, yeah.
I'm so paranoid.
Well, you should be. It's scary. The dog could die if it licks a frog. That's nerve-wracking.
It is.
And you've been talking about that dog passing away. Don't let it be on your watch.
Well, she's got life in her. I'm just saying I'm I'm attached. So when she does go to the Rainbow Bridge, it's gonna fucking hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the part of having a dog.
I know.
You get all the joy of the life, but then you got to deal with the death. But so it is, right? Just enjoy the journey.
Circle of life.
Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
That's it. Well, let's go out and live it up. Look,
Live it up before you die.
We all got a clock that's ticking, so don't waste it.
We're all gonna eat some kind of bufo toad, but some form. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Any of us could lick the toad tonight.
That's the crazy.
Some will on purpose.
You're right. I mean, and I always wonder that too. Like, how many things did we lick before we finally go as a species, go, all right, this actually gets you high. This toad. Maybe how many other things failed that they were licking?
Yeah, how we got to the ayahuasca and people doing that stuff, because to me, I don't know. I guess some people love taking their mind to that. That sounds so horrifying to me. Like, I can't imagine being in a more horrific situation where I just don't feel like I can control anything and everything's going way out. Like, that just gives me such anxiety.
It makes me nervous.
Die.
It makes me nervous. I don't think I would like it either.
My friend that I was telling you about that's dating the dominatrix, again, he's also the one that's licked the toad venom and tripped balls.
And does he still hold that it changed his life and he's so different?
He said it was amazing.
Well, then why is he still dating dominatrix that are doing voodoo dolls of him?
What the fuck are you talking about?
He is fucking nuts.
He's still nuts.
He's nuts.
What the fuck did this toad venom do for him then? I mean, these people swear by it. Like, it changed my life. I'm like, you're exactly the same person you were before.
I think what it helped him do was drop ego. He said the toad venom is all about ego. If you've got a big fat ego that's making you make bad choices because of your ego, the toad venom, for whatever reason, helps you drop your ego.
So what's causing him to make bad choices now?
In women?
That would be his ego. That's his ego.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't feel like it fixed a damn thing.
Do you know what an ego is?
I think he loves the excitement of fucking a crazy girl.
That's still part of an ego. That's still,
Is that ego?
That's why I'm not doing any of this stuff. I'm like, I don't know. These people try to talk about how much has changed their life. I'm like, you're exactly the same person. Nothing has changed.
He did say that people go back for refreshers. Like, there's diminishing returns.
What it sounds like it helped him with his ego and bring it down and not being an asshole.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what he went for.
Okay.
But I don't think that has anything to do with him fucking dominatrixes and enjoying the ride of a crazy bitch.
I would disagree with this, but I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
I don't see how they entirely correlate.
Well, let's go look. How about this? Let's look at Toad together and let's talk about it.
I'll just say I'm not sold on the affection.
I'm scared of it.
Of the people that have told me, Kev, you got to try it. And I'm like, it changed my life. I'm like, you're exactly the same. There is nothing different with you whatsoever.
No, man, I swear. My ego is down.
No, you're an asshole before. You may be worse now. No, it did not work. Not doing it. Good luck with your ayahuasca. All right, y'all. Enjoy your time. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Goodbye.